Hello, everyone. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Erin, and I am fascinated by all things cults, true crime, and unique spiritual practices. I like to post videos like this and deep dives every single week featuring different cults or people, businesses I find problematic, and today is no exception. Now, I've been wanting to discuss MLMs for quite some time, and with all of I can't even call it drama because it's not really drama, it's just an MLM behaving badly, in my opinion. But if you have been following any anti MLM content, you absolutely know who this person is. This is sweet Hannah Alonzo. She has a very popular YouTube channel where she educates people on MLMs and some of the shady things that influencers do. She's actually been a massive, massive inspiration to this particular channel. So I, for one, am really feeling for her in this minute because last week she decided to post a video calling out some sketchy business practices that an MLM Young Living has been doing or is in the process of doing, and it's something that could literally destroy the income of innocent women. So she posted a video about it to expose it. She shared a bunch of disclaimers to try to get ahead of it legally, but Young Living still decided that they were going to send her a cease and desist. Since they sent her a cease and desist, she had to take her video down because she was threatened. So today I want to break it all down and just kind of expose the shady practices of companies like Young Living. Now, if you aren't familiar with what an MLM is, I want to break it down for you just very briefly, give you a very high level view of what exactly it is. We'll talk a little bit about Young Living, what it does, and then we'll discuss some of the online discourse that's going on since Hannah has uploaded and then taken down that video. Oh, I was going to share a spoiler, but then I decided not to. So stick around for that spoiler here at the end of the video / towards the middle of the video. So, what is an MLM? An MLM is a multi-level marketing company that encourages all of its salespeople to recruit people into what they call a downline. Now, that might not sound shady on the surface, but the reason why it gets so problematic is because these contractors are not making enough money off of the sales of projects to really make a big living. They're making most of their income off of recruiting people into that downline because they will get a larger percentage of what the people in their downline spend on product than they get on selling the product in itself. Now, online, you'll hear people say, oh, this is digital marketing. It's not. They'll say this is an affiliate program. It's not. They'll say you're building your own business. You're your own CEO. You're not. And the situation with Young Living is exactly the example as to why when you join an MLM, you are never owning your own business because it can all be ripped away from you in seconds. And it's heartbreaking to the people who actually have invested a lot of time, have lost relationships, and have effectively built their own contractor business based off of recruiting people into the business. Now, just because there is not even 1% of people that do make a living in Young Living, I think that majority of people, and I'm talking 99% of people, allegedly made less than $5 last year who were in this particular MLM. So to call it a pyramid scheme is not very far off. And again, this is just my own opinion. I hope I don't myself get a cease and desist, but I'm not as huge of a creator as Hannah is. So fingers crossed this will be safe, and hopefully Hannah will be able to reshare her video so that you all can get educated, because the way Hannah shares information is really impressive and very, very digestible. I highly recommend, even if it's not to go watch this particular video we're talking about to get today, go watch her other content. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, in the world of cults, which is what I normally talk about on my channel, what does an MLM really have to do with a cult? The thing about MLMs is they're commonly known in the anti-MLM community as consumer cults, meaning that they are kind of built up behind this wall of, oh, you're going to make money. But they use a lot of tactics that we see cult leaders and cultic groups use in order to get people to buy into it. So, for example, just like in a cult, somebody who is vulnerable is targeted and preyed upon, and their sad story or vulnerability is then exploited by the higher up or the upline who is trying to recruit them into the business. Usually, you're not going to see somebody just trying to sell products to a person. You're going to try to get them to join the business with you. So it might look like a military wife, moving from city to city, from state to state, not having or not able to have her own form of steady income. And so a MLM hun might see that on social media, watch this person post about it, and then reach out and pitch their opportunity. It's a very insidious practice that I think a lot of MLM huns don't fully recognize that they're actually preying upon people because they're told they're helping people. So that's one of the biggest elements that make this a cult. Additionally, and I'm saying this as somebody who got involved in Beachbody during the pandemic, something else is that a lot of anti-MLM creators will share and express and use as an example to point to MLMs being consumer cults is Stephen Hassan's BITE model. So the BITE model is basically an abbreviation for behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. Just like in a cult, they kind of pull this collateral from you and they pinpoint your weaknesses or your vulnerabilities. And like I said before, they exploit those and kind of extrapolate those and make it look like the MLM is going to be the saving grace. It's going to be the answer to your financial problems. And the same thing happens in cults, right? Like if you're feeling lost or sad, the cult and the cult's teachings are going to be the secret ingredient to getting a happier life, but at a price. And it might cost you not just your financial health, but your emotional security, your support group around you, and your free labor, essentially. And we see that happening in MLMs a lot. But if we break it down into the BITE model, we have behavior, information, thought, emotional control. So first off, we have that behavior model. Oftentimes when you get into an MLM, they encourage you to be a product of the product. So essentially what you're going to be doing is posting constantly about how this product saved your life. Oh, when I sniff this essential oil, it made my headache go away. And I used to have chronic migraines and now I never have a migraine ever. Or, oh, I drink this healthy juice and now I've lost all this weight. And some MLMs claim they can heal things like ADHD and autism and Down syndrome, like these secret ingredient that some of these MLMs claim that they have in order to make people's lives better, like the health and medical claims some of these huns make are absolutely astronomical and deceptive and wrong. But when it comes to the behavior control aspect of it on a more personal level, at least when I was in my MLM, there was this idea of like, you have to wake up early, you have to do some kind of self-development, and then you have to do all of these tasks to help you build your business. They would literally give you like a checklist every day. Wake up, do your self-development, for me, it was Beachbody. So exercise, and then cold message all these people about the opportunity, post a reel about the opportunity, post a picture about the opportunity to try to pull people in. And once you get into that routine and you're checking in with your upline almost every single day, and you're doing sometimes multiple meetings a week that take hours and hours and hours, and it's sometimes just the MLM upline berating you as to why you're not good enough, that is behavioral control. They are changing the way you operate in your day-to-day life, and then they shame you if you don't do the things that they want you to do. They will call you lazy. They will say you're not going to be successful. They will not hear any of your excuses. Additionally, when it comes to information control, there have been multiple stories. Of course, these are anecdotal, so they can't be necessarily tracked, but there are tons of stories of people isolating themselves from their friends, their family, and even divorcing their spouses because their spouses or someone they love simply point out, this might be a scheme. You're not making any money. You're paying more into it than you're getting out of it. And the thing is there are these financial goals that these Huns need to meet every single month. So if they're not purchasing product and aren't a product of the product every month, they can essentially get kicked out of doing this program. They'll no longer be eligible to get that commission if they're not paying into it every month. But the biggest caveat to that is rarely, if ever, is somebody else buying the product. They're all just buying their own product. They're paying into the MLM every single month. So they're constantly in a financial deficit because they're very rarely actually able to build up a downline because people know by this point that MLMs are essentially scams. So it's super heartbreaking. And when their loved one tries to gently point that out to them, then they can't handle it. They say, oh, this is somebody that's doubting me. This is somebody who's not supporting me. And usually what the upline does when that pain point is shared is they say to cut that person off. They're toxic. They don't believe in you. You need to get them out of your life. So marriages have been destroyed. My old upline, I totally distanced myself from her and her family afterwards because it was just a constant onslaught of the encouragement to get back into Beachbody. And, a lot of MLM Huns are very, very, very Christian. And she in particular became very, very toxic and homophobic. And it got a little dicey for me. So I was like, I just can't do this. But she became totally isolated from our entire friend group because of that behavior. People were like, I really like this person, but I'm always afraid she's just going to try to pitch me her MLM, and I don't want to get involved in this MLM. So now we have the T in the bite model, which is thought control. And I also like to throw in time control with that T just personally, because mixed in with controlling your behavior, they're also trying to control your time. They really want to keep you accountable and keep you working as much as possible, talking about the brand, selling the products, or recruiting your downline. Most of their meetings are all about recruiting downline members, not learning about the products and selling them. But when it comes to thought control, there's this massive amount of manipulation that is taught throughout the downline, the upline, all of it. So something that's really interesting is, just like in any cult, if you bring up to your upline, hey, I'm having doubts, I'm not working, or I'm not seeing the benefits from all the work I've been putting in, instead of getting any support, they're going to twist the thought on you and basically gaslight you and say, well, that's your fault. You're not working hard enough. So you start getting this feedback loop of like, if I'm not successful in this, it's me, it's my fault. It's not the actual structure of the company. It's not the MLM model. Additionally, they have these, what I like to call brainwashing conferences every year. And almost every MLM has these, where they bring in everybody from the MLM. They encourage you to earn your spot there. They bring in people like Mel Robbins to come pump everybody up. They have all the top leaders come. They show off all of their success, and they basically try to like hype you up so that you stay. So people have been like on the brink of leaving, but they go to one of these conferences and they're basically like just hyped up, loved bombed for 3 days straight, and then they go back home feeling super motivated, super inspired, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to go do this without giving it a second thought, which becomes detrimental to their life, their livelihood, and their families. And then we have emotional control. I have watched Zoom meetings of uplines absolutely berating their downlines and not letting them have a thought, not letting them express their emotions. If they do express any type of discomfort, the problem is them, or they need to fight through the discomfort, when really that might be their personal instinct saying, oh my gosh, I'm seeing red flags, I need to get out of here. But instead, people are berated. They really play into that like toxic positivity. Don't think about the bad things. Don't worry about the fact that you're losing hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every single month. Just think about how happy you'll be once you get to this basically unattainable place within the company. The thing is about a lot of these groups, however, is for the less than 1% of them, they do make a lot of money, and they can make a lot of money. And there are people who make an entire full-time good amount of livelihood off of these MLMs. So when the MLM either shuts down or they decide to change their business model and remove the MLM aspect, these people are essentially shit out of luck, for lack of a better word. They are tossed aside. They're not their own business owner. The thing that they've been sold for however long they've been in the MLM, they suddenly realize that it's not true. So it becomes utterly heartbreaking, and oftentimes these people are not even warned about what's happening. There have been countless stories of MLMs encouraging people to sign people up, encouraging to sell their products, trying to get people to recruit. And then by the end of the month, they say, oh, by the way, we're cutting off our MLM structure. We're just selling products now. You can only be an affiliate. So think about that. If people are depending on their recruits making them a ton of money, and then all of that money is just totally like kaput, you don't get it anymore, that's like essentially being laid off from your job. All of a sudden, you have nothing. And with an MLM, you're not getting a severance package. You can't put that on a resume. It's not a marketable skill. In fact, if somebody sees it on a resume, they're going to roll their eyes and be like, yeah, I'm not hiring her, even though she was 3-star diamond in Beachbody or whatever the heck it is. So now that we've got that out of the way, and I've, talked for 20 minutes about that, let's take a moment to review this particular MLM. Now, this is Young Living, and when I went to this website today, I was really frustrated to see that now they're going into this whole like weight management GLP-1 fad that's going on, as if huffing essential oils is going to make you skinny. Spoiler alert, it won't. Also, this is a company that claims that drinking essential oils is healthy. And instead of squeezing an actual lemon into your water, they want you to dump drops of lemon essential oil into your water, which, if you weren't aware, essential oils are just specifically for inhaling. They just should be like in a humidifier, or if you do like the smell and you want to put it in lotion and put some lavender and some coconut oil and rub it all over, or at-home skincare where you have a carrier oil, you should never ingest these oils. They can literally burn your esophagus. So that's one thing, but that's something that these MLMs, they get away with all of these false medical claims because nobody is an actual W-2 person making false claims. They're 1099 contractors, so the company itself is never held accountable for any of the claims that these Huns make. These Huns are just trying to sell stuff to you. They have this Ningxia drink, which apparently is like, they claim it boosts your energy. It has essential oils in it, which is scary. It improves sleep. It reduces stress, supports overall well-being. So this company has been predatory and dangerous for a very long time. I believe it was also founded by a like pseudo doctor who would do these like natural remedies on his wife. And if I am remembering this correctly, I believe that his own child might have passed away from some of the things he was encouraging his child do and ingest to be healthy. If I, that might need to be, fact checked. I'm kind of going off the cuff in today's video, but it is worth mentioning. So where does lovely Hannah Alonzo come into play, and what is the lore of what's going on with her in this lawsuit? So essentially, Hannah Alonzo, she has 850,000 followers on YouTube. She is very popular. She is somebody that people will reach out to as a part of their activism to shut down MLMs. Somebody forwarded Hannah Alonzo an internal email from the Young Living corporate offices that essentially said that in Q2 of 2026, the MLM structure of the business model was going to be eliminated. So this is happening internally at corporate with the W-2 employees. So all the W-2 employees are aware that all of the marketers, all of the 1099, all of the downlines, all of the recruits are effectively going to lose all of their income by April. But do you think Young Living is giving them a warning? Absolutely not. Instead, they spent all of December trying to encourage all of their top recruiters to recruit more people to make more money. And a lot of these people end up leaving their jobs, pouring themselves into Young Living full time. So Hannah has seen this happen multiple times, and she's like, I feel like I need to expose this. I feel like I need to share this because there are people that have no idea what's coming. And so this is what I was going to try to, or almost spoiled for you guys prior. So Hannah Alonzo posts this video basically sharing the email that she received that was exposed from somebody inside the corporate offices of Young Living. She does a video about it. She shares screenshots of the actual email saying that hundreds, if not thousands of people are going to effectively lose all of their income, all of their opportunity by April, while they're still trying to promote people joining the MLM. She shared a ton of disclaimers at the top of her video to get ahead of things legally, but she still got a cease and desist from Young Living and had to take her video down. And I mean, it sucks because she was coming from a really good place, obviously. But as I was, searching around Reddit today, because I have some things I want to share with you guys about what the reaction online has been like, I actually found a link to her original video that somebody else had pulled before it got removed and re-uploaded on a different channel. So I just want to share with you briefly what that looks like. And I'm working on my formatting for these types of videos. I know this is kind of like weird looking on the screen for y'all. I'm trying to go live more, but my thing doesn't want to go live. So, it's a little frustrating. All right, this is the one. So this is where she gets re-uploaded. Okay. And I just want to play the first little bit of this intro for you, because you can tell that Hannah's intention is very protective. It's not to take down Young Living. It's, I want to share this with these women who are about to lose their income so that they can prepare for what's coming over the next couple of months, because April is not that far away. Imagine being a single mother and you learn you might lose all of your income within the next 8 weeks. So let's just watch this together briefly. So you can tell very clearly that Hannah's heart is absolutely in the right place. And the company is just mad. I mean, it's also kind of like, why would the company be mad? You're going to get rid of all of these people's income anyways. You're going to get rid of that structure. They're effectively going to stop selling for you. And that's effectively what you're saying you want. But that's exactly the key word, selling. They want all these people to still be affiliates for their company, most likely. So they're just going to keep it hush hush and totally exploit and take advantage of the women that they have already basically taken advantage of. So I follow Hannah on Instagram. So I had seen that her original post that she had to take the video down. But I wasn't able to screenshot her actually taking it down. Oh, I forgot that I had brought this up for you, because there's if you ever want to see some like stories of MLMs and how they affect people, go to the anti-MLM Reddit or subreddit. You'll get a lot of information there. And this was something I wanted to share with you guys briefly. And it says, one of the most nefarious, evil things MLMs do is constantly manipulate you into thinking your big break is always just around the corner. This keeps you in a perpetual cycle of hell with them. This part is underrated, in my opinion. We all know that the vast majority of people in MLMs don't even make money. What's so evil is that the leadership of these MLMs always preach that you're just 1 month or a year away from making big money, knowing damn well you won't. They constantly push books like The Secret or vision boards to make it seem like you're almost there. There are books dedicated to this BS. This puts you in a cycle of hell. Poor person falls for MLM. Upline convinces them they'll be rich. Person goes a year without making money. Upline tells you you're on the verge of making millions and recommends some bogus book or a podcast, but you just continue to repeat being poor. And that is effectively the cycle of MLMs and also cults. When you're exhausted and you're working on yourself every single day. You might be living in a commune. You might be contributing to this new community and meditating every day and fasting every day and listening to readings from the leader every day. And then you bring up one grievance and, oh no, that's you. That's your uncomfortability and you need to push past that. Or, oh, I can tell you're so close to a big breakthrough. Just stay here. They just want you to stay in because their goal is to make money off of you. Their goal is to continue keeping your time and your energy. That's what they want. It is nefarious. It is insidious. Someone posted on the subreddit called Anti-MLM Creators, where people honestly kind of snark about anti-MLM creators. But it also is a place where people do things like this, where they point out like, oh my gosh, you guys, the video's gone. And someone points out the Young Living video is gone. I haven't seen anyone post about it yet, but Hannah Alonzo did a video yesterday about Young Living's plans to eliminate their market partner program in Q2 of 2026. The video was very informative and extremely entertaining. I went to return to it today and it's gone. Hannah did at least 5 minutes of disclaimers covering all her legal bases, but I guess they managed to take it down anyways. I'm hoping we get updates soon because it was great investigative journalism, which it truly was. And someone responded to that and said it was risky for Hannah to post it given that it has devastating consequences for the company involved, and she couldn't completely verify the accuracy of what she was talking about. But you know what? Good for her. It's nice to see Hannah taking risks and putting herself out there a bit more for content and advocacy like this. She's been playing it a bit safe up until now. Which I disagree. Like, there was a time where she interviewed 2 current Huns in an MLM called Melaleuca, and she recorded it. She told them they were recording it, and it was basically her debating them on how their company is an MLM, and the company ended up, serving her another cease and desist, and she had to take it down. So I don't call that playing it safe. I think she does a great job. So she sends out this cease and desist, and then Young Living has the audacity to essentially troll her and everyone who is anti-MLM. And they posted on their story, "For those who've trusted a fake email, we have an oil for that. It's called Common Sense," with a link that says grab some. And it's like, so now we're playing the gaslighting card. This is the classic cult playbook. Always defend, insult, attack, turn things around on other people, never take accountability. They could easily say, "Hi, yes, we saw this video where someone was sharing an internal email where we discussed canceling our affiliate program or our, contractor program, whatever they call it, in Q2, and we apologize for this oversight. We should be giving you more of a heads up. We should be more transparent." But no, they're going to just deflect and attack, just like every cult, every MLM, every abuser, everyone. It's just shocking. Additionally, someone said Young Living was deleting every comment on their Instagram, and when it became too much, they started copy-pasting a generic message saying the email was fake. I'm locked in and ready for the next development. So, my friends, that is really all we have right now. I am kind of in this place where I'm experimenting with my channel a little bit. I'm trying to go live more. I'm trying to get this program to help me do that. It's been a little challenging, which is why the format, if you've been watching my videos more, today's video is a little bit different than my usual format. So for that, I apologize. But if you kind of like this format, let me know. I really like kind of going off the cuff with you guys and posting more videos like this. So I absolutely will be doing this more often, videos like this, and also going live. Just got to do some more of that good old-fashioned technical troubleshooting. But let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you have heard any developments. This is brand new. It's a new story. Things are happening very quickly. So let's hope this video doesn't get taken down. Also, I will leave a link to the re-uploaded original video that Hannah had taken down, the one I showed you that intro from, so that you can go educate yourself and see what was going on. She does share so many disclaimers trying to protect herself legally. So I just gotta, hats off to Hannah for doing that. And thank you guys all so much for watching. Please let me know what you think about today's video. And please go back and watch my video about the racist history of Mormons. I posted it on Saturday, and it's just not getting very many views for whatever reason. I think I need to change the thumbnail, but it is a really important video. I just think people need to be educated about. So please go back and watch that if you haven't already. It's the video I just posted this last Saturday, the one right before this one. And then, I'll have another deep dive for you on Saturday. And We will be going live, fingers crossed, Thursday morning. So if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And as always, I appreciate you all for your time and your energy. Please stay safe out there, ask questions, and always stay skeptical. I'll see you in my next video very soon. Thanks y'all so much. Bye.